The short video we're going to do today is how to iron a shirt. It's always best to, if you've got a good sprayer, to wet the shirt first. It doesn't mean you don't have to rely on the spray on there. I've always been taught how to iron shirts, and you always take the collar stiffeners out of any shirt you go to iron. And I always do the reverse of the collar. Two reasons for that is that you don't wear the cloth out. You don't wear the cloth out on basically the bit that you see. After the collar is ironed flat there, you turn it back and you just iron the edge. You don't really need to iron the middle because that's the bit that's around the back of the neck. After I do the collar, I do the yoke. Always try and lay your cloth flat before ironing it. And always make sure the vent at the back is straight. And the vent here is straight. We go onto the shirt, sleeve, and again try and get the product as straight as possible and the cloth underneath is not all layered up. It's all about the preparation before you put the iron on. You always pull the sleeve out. This makes the cloth flat before ironing. You turn and reverse the sleeve, there's more vents. That's when you've got to be careful. And always work around the sleeve. And when the vent, if you can see here, you've got to make sure you make those straight before ironing. Cuff, like the collar, you always iron the inside because you don't wear out the material that's seen again. I always iron the sleeves first because when you're folding the shirt around, it doesn't matter so much if the sleeves are slightly creased. It's a bit that's not seen. I would always want to have the middle body as sharp as possible. Again, turn the sleeve over. Make sure you pull out the shirt where the vents are, it just helps you get them straight. You notice this time around I did the cuff first. Again, doesn't really matter. When you put the shirt onto the ironing board, you try and get each panel in the whole of basically the whole of it onto the ironing board. Again, I always pull away and then iron up. Again, if you want to use some extra spray from the iron, please do that as well because it actually helps. You can go into the sleeve and again every corner you pull around. And when you turn it round, obviously the back is a much bigger panel, so you do half at a time, but I've got the back half of the panel in onto the ironing board. It means you can work into the corners. Again, with the pleat at the back, you just pull it so you make sure you get the pleat without two lines. Again, use some more water if you need to. Again, it's really important to try and get the cloth flat before ironing. It just saves a lot of time. You get an extra bit of, there's a bit too much crease, and you just use the water to try and get that away. Just hold it for that a little bit longer. It's always good to work round the shirt because you just know that you've done all the shirt. It's nothing worse than you've ironed your shirt and you've missed a bit. If you have the same process each time you iron, you know that you won't miss a bit. Again, pull it to where you want it. See, I'm going between the buttons. You'll see in a minute. I have to move the shirt around a few times to try and get top of the shirt in, because again, this is the most important bit. This is the bit that people see. So you've got to work a little bit more on this. Again, the last thing I do at the end is the outside edge of the buttons. Again, pulling helps get rid of the creasing. And that's how you iron a shirt. Another tip that I always use, I don't iron a load of shirts at the same time. I hang my shirts up unironed. When I take one out, I iron it in the morning. The reason for this is because if you iron lots of shirts and they're all basically in the cupboard, it basically creases everything. As you can see on the shirt, it's pretty clean all the way around. Thank you very much for watching.